Hey drummers, how's it going? It's Alex once again, bringing some more fun-free drumming ideas. For this week's lesson, I've sort of prepared a nice little sequence that quite a few of my drummers or my students are going to be getting a drum kit this Christmas. And so we've been looking at playing triplets or 16th note triplets around the kit. And we've got a nice little groove, a nice little feel. We're borrowing elements from lessons that I've used in the past. We've never actually sort of combined them together to create this little sequence. But it's just a great way to get a bit of mobility around the kit, get used to using every part of the drum kit. You can include a middle tom. Obviously I've just got a ride cymbal in that place, and I have got a floor tom hidden down here behind the ride cymbal. But what we'll be doing is we're putting a nice little tom group together, all based on playing a group 6, and then we've got like a nice big drum fill, which you could sort of use as like a solo if you wanted to extend it, which is like 2 bars long. Again, that uses 16th note triplets or septuplets, depending on how you want to count it. So if you like what we saw in the intro and you want to give this one a crack, and you're getting a new drum kit for Christmas and you want something to play, stick around and I'll break it down. Here we go. Right, so first things first, we're going to look at the groove. I'm always going to be playing right, left, right, left, right, left. My right hand is going to stay on the floor tom. My left hand is going to go floor tom, snare drum, high tom. So if we look at the hands, it's going to go floor, 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 snare, floor, high. And that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can't see my floor tom, but I promise you it's down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play that a couple of times round. Okay, so floor, 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 and then snare, floor, high tom. It should sound like this. I'll now loop it round. Now, if we go a little bit faster, you'll start to hear like the cymbal pattern will emerge a tiny bit more. Alright, it sounds like a nice pattern, so what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of emphasis on the very first note, which will be with our right hand. We're going to do that by lumping a big kick underneath, and then when we get to note 4, which will be our left hand on the snare drum, we're going to give it a bit more of a whip of the wrist so it just stands out, so we accent that particular note. And just think of like you've got a stubborn bit of mashed potato on the end of your stick and you're just trying to flick it off. Alright, and that's the kind of motion you want to get. You don't just stroke forearm it, it's got to have that sort of like water coming through a hose, which just whips out right at the last second. Almost like the old tea-towel trick. It's the same sort of principle. Just slap that snare and then the rest of you're just going to play it a little bit softer, and that should make it sound like this. See that whip on that snare drum? That's what we're after. I've missed out the high tom, so let's do that again. I'm also doing it on my right hand when I go for that very first note with the kick. Let's speed it up so you can sort of hear it come to life. Interesting. Let's go a bit faster. Alright, so now we've got like a nice groove. So that should start sounding quite nice. What we're going to do is we're going to create like an A-B structure with this groove. So think of what we've just learnt there as A. B is actually a little bit easier because all we're going to do is we're going to use the floor tom and the snare drum, and we're going to play 1, 2, 3 on the floor, then left, right, left on the snare. We still kick on number 1. It should sound like this. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Still hit that snare drum beat 4 nice and loud. In fact, just go for it on notes 4, 5 and 6, yeah? Da, da, da. And it sounds pretty nice. Now, if we then take that and then stick that into our, onto our first black groove that we did and had like an A-B structure, we get this. I know it sounds sick. Let's go faster. Alright, Alright, so that is our groove. It's essentially the same thing. If you ever get stuck at any point, and all the toms is messing you up and throwing you off, just go over to the hi-hat, and we'll just play kick, snare and hi-hat groove, and you're just going to play like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We kick on number 1, and you're still playing the same rhythm, and then we're just applying that to the kit. It should sound like this. Play between the ride and the hi-hat. And it all sounds wonderful. Alright, so that's our groove. Just kick on number 1, a bit of a slap on the snare on number 4, and that'll give you a downbeat and a backbeat, and a cool groove with that nice sort of like rolling 6 note, do-do-do-da-da-do-do-do-da-da-da, gives it a bit of a swing or a bit of a bounce. Moving on to the drum fill portion, and I've been over this in the video where we just sort of like isolate and looked at it, but it goes really nicely with what we're doing here, and it's I just always use it as a great exercise to get students to learn how to sort of, you know, be mobile around the kit. We're going to be doing a lot of this sort of circular motion, so we're going to think more laterally than sort of vertically. We don't want to be just sort of chopping at the drums. We want to be like water, in the words of Bruce Lee. In fact, if we're going to be hitting the drums like we're skimming a stone off water. I don't know if you've ever done that, but you just give it a bit of a, you know, flat stone. But you just give it a, and you've got to give it a little flick of the wrist, and it'll go pum 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 pum, if you do it correctly, across the top of the water. And we're going to try and do the same thing over the drums. So as we're hitting the drums, we want to be in motion for the next one, right? We don't want to be sort of like just going directly down and then have to make an adjustment. We want to be as efficient and as optimal with our motion as possible. Okay, so, or economic, I suppose is a good word of putting it. Now, we're going to go through 3 patterns, all right? The first 2, we're going to sort of stick back to back. We're going to do like an A-B formula, much like we did with our drum beat a second ago. And that's going to be bass drum and ride, or I'm going to try and hit like a crash, and then we're going to do the remaining 5 notes all on the snare. So you go right, left, right, left, right, left. I should also mention that every single one of these ideas that we're going to do, you could just loop 4 times, or, you know, if you put like any like combination of them for like 4 rounds, you're going to get 1 bar's worth of drum fill. So let's just take this and I'll loop around a couple of times. So as a fill, so that's quite a nice idea, and that's just bang, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, any time I'm hitting this ride cymbal or crash, I'm thumping that bass drum. In fact, I'm going to concentrate solely on making sure when I start going fast, muscle memory will take over. The thing I'm going to be sort of like counting on or relying on that will be my anchor is going to be me banging this bass drum and this ride at the same time. I'm going to think. The rest of it should just sort of take care of itself. Saying that, let's learn the rest of it. So we've got the first part. That's the first group of 6. The next pattern is going to be high tom, snare, snare, high tom, floor, floor. So we get this. One more time. Again, if you want to loop it. It's got quite a nasty reset because you've got to get straight back to that high tom, but you've got yourself a lovely fill there. But what we're going to do is we're going to play that first idea where we're playing crash into snare, and then we're going to follow up with that. We're going to play that twice, so that should sound like this. Okay. As soon as you get round to those floor toms at the end of the pattern, you just go straight back up to your ride, and that is the first note of you playing it all again. So one more time. Bit faster. You can really tear this up if you get used to it, so you can go like... I think I may have caught some crash. All right, now the next pattern, I love this one. There's going to be a ride and a bass drum at the start of every group of 6, and we're going to get this, again, this circular motion like clockwise around the kit. It's like a hybrid between the last 2 patterns. We're going to go bass drum and ride, bang, snare, snare, so that'll be da, da, and then we play high to the left, high, floor, floor. So we've got snare, snare, high to floor, floor. Should sound like this. Lovely little pattern. We only need 4 of those, so you just need to count those rides. If we put it all back to back, it should sound like this. So part 1 is going to be then again, and then we've got our 4, 2, 3, 4, bang, then we finish. Just gobbed on my own ride symbol there, so try this again. All together. Alright, so both drum beat and drum fill use exactly the same patterns with the bass drum on the very first note, and then you're playing left, right, left, right, left. Yeah, but just in different places around the kit. Alright, so let's take our groove. I'm just going to go A, B, just to sort of speed things up, and then we're going to show you how it goes into our drum fill, which is actually going to be twice as long. So when it comes to playing it, play a little bit more groove before you go into the big fill. But it should sound like this. Now we switch. I need to have a word with my ride symbol, because you're not doing what I tell you to do. Electric kits are great for practicing on, but they definitely don't beat an acoustic kit. Alright, so let's do that again, and hopefully it'll sound better this time. Here we go. That was better. Thank you. Right, let's speed it up a little bit, and then we'll just change angles, and I'll come and say goodbye, and then I'll record another video because I need to do more. All right, so here we go. A bit faster. Faster. Right, let's break them down individually. We'll look at the groove first, and then we'll look at the fill, and then we'll stick them together and play them a couple of different speeds. So first of all, the groove, big number 1, big number 4 on the snare. Left hand's just moving around. Let's add in the variation, so we play the A-B structure. Faster. Let's just have a quick look at the fill. Remember, you've got 2 groups of 6, you play those twice, and then you've got that 1 group of 6 at the end, which we're going to play 4 times. So here we go. Without hearing that. Tiny faster. So let's just loop this round because it sounds sick. let's speed it all up. We'll extend how long we play the groove for, just to put it in more of a sort of relevant context. And we'll play a couple of times round. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright guys, there it is. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you are Alright guys, and there it is. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. Have a bit of fun putting those two ideas together. There's a lot of just like little fragments of that you can pull out and sort of use in different contexts. But obviously, just for now, just bundle it all up. See if you can get the flow between the groove and the fill. Obviously, make that groove sound like a groove by accenting the downbeat and the backbeats, number 1 and number 4, and then see if you can work on speed. And the thing you want to make it sound like, you want to try and lose that tension. You don't want to be hacking and chopping at the drum kit like a lumberjack. You've got to be sort of flowy and smooth as silk, but then just chucking little snaps every now and again when you want certain notes to pop out. If you want the sheet music, that'll be live on my website. I'll have that going up immediately after the video goes live. And yeah, go and check the website out. I've got some more lessons coming up very, very soon. It's going to get more regular the quicker my son grows up, because he's very demanding at the moment and takes up a lot of time. But I've got some time off work at the moment, so I'm going to try and blast out a few videos. In the meantime, take care, keep drumming, and I'll see you very soon with some more fun free drumming ideas. Alright, see you later. Bye!